the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, the Vice President, Past Presidents, the Deputy or First Vice President, Second Vice President, Your Royal Highness, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I must quickly recognize the President of ICAN, the #1 accountant in the world. For 47 times, and now for 48th time, chartered accountants have gathered together to hold an annual conference. The question is it becoming a routine? The theme this year was a beautiful one, but it became more beautiful from the experience I had yesterday at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, MM1, Arik. As I walked and started walking towards the checking-in counter, a group of young men suddenly broke out and started singing the national anthem. This was about 3:45 in the afternoon. To my surprise, everybody, including me, froze and stood. All the people on checking-in counters, the cleaners, the workers, the security people, everybody stood up and sang the national anthem spontaneously. And at the end of it, everybody in that big hall clapped and cheered for this country. As far as I was concerned, that set the tone for this conference. I am very impressed by the fact that the common Nigerian, the cleaner, he lives in this country. How about we, who are more privileged? The fact that we are chartered accountants makes you one of that 1% of Nigerians who own over 70% of the wealth of the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, if we lose confidence in our country, what does that cleaner do? He's telling us a story. He has confidence in this country. Don't come to this conference just as a routine. I come because every year I do come. No. You must come here today and say to yourself, looking at the theme, asking yourself as an individual, securing our shared value. Ask yourself, take those words one after the other, and it ends up by challenging all of us to our collective responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, before I call on these great people to come to speak to us, we need to speak to ourselves first. So we'll see whatever they are delivering to us within that context. So we shall all say it together. Securing our shared future. And now, believe in what you're going to say next, a collective responsibility. On that note, I call on one of the greatest Nigerians, one of the greatest entrepreneurs in Nigeria, Mr. Jim Ovia, who is the ultimate in entrepreneurship, to now take the podium. Thank you. president of ICAN, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all thank the organizers of this conference, particularly the president of ICAN, for inviting me to participate and also to speak. And I also want to thank my friend, Emmanuel Ejiwere. You see, the story of Emmanuel, of yesterday's incident, regarding the fact that the cleaners, the plumbers, the teachers, including himself, freezing up to sing the national anthem. You see, Emmanuel and I were of the same generation. In primary school in those days, you are expelled from school if you could not recite the full national anthem. Emmanuel, am I right? So we are of that generation. Definitely, the only thing is I'm a little bit surprised that he himself was surprised that people will still do that now. Emmanuel, I'm surprised. Why should you be surprised that people should sing and obey the national anthem? Oh, definitely. We love this country. We have no other country to call our own. Nigeria, we love thee. Now, chartered accountants. I will start by saying that I probably is the single largest chartered accountants in Nigeria. The single largest. Over 666 persons as at 2016, 2017. But more recently, ICAN themselves, IFRS, thought that they should do better job in collecting taxes. So we were able to release some of our staff to them. So I think the record probably shows us FRS possibly has maybe slightly more. But we are an organism, we are growing organically, we need to hire more. So for some of those chartered accountants, I saw a lot of them queuing up to get in. I believe they are all chartered accountants or accountants students. Know ye that you have job available for you. The topic we have today is building a greater Nigeria through innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. Definitely, we all live in a world or an economy of information age. We live in an era of information age. There's no way, you can't run away from it. You have to deploy technology to do your businesses more efficiently and more effectively. There are no other two ways about it. In fact, for some of you who were kind enough to be present at the book launch on Monday the 17th, Africa Rise and Shine, there was one statement that I made there, which a number of youths, they tweeted and sent me email, and that was, how do we grow the Nigerian economy? How can Nigeria's economy blossom? And that sentence is, let us digitize the economy. I didn't realize that a number of you took note of that. And I received a lot of emails that this is a great thing, we must digitize the Nigerian economy. Little did I remember that ICAN had invited me to speak on practically the same topic, on technology, innovation, how we can build a greater Nigeria. So we're all thinking alike.
necessarily believe my remark that the only way we can build this economy is to digitize the economy so that it will blossom. Now believe this gentleman. If you don't believe me, you believe it. What did he say? He said, companies, successful companies and businesses of the next decades, not 1 decade, not 2, 3 decades, will be those who will use digital tools to effectively and efficiently deploy their businesses. Digital appears there again. Those are the companies that will do well. And they will send shock wave of changes in the businesses they do. Who could know better than Bill Gates in that regard? None. So he has seen this, and this was a quote I took from his book, Business at the Speed of Light, which he published in 1999. That's about 19 years ago. And immediately published that book, I got a copy. I was lucky to have a copy. And I thought, 2 years later, I need to get this software guru to autograph it for me. Then I had the opportunity in 2004 in Vienna when Microsoft organized a conference there. I flew down the way to Vienna to get my copy of Business at the Speed of Thought to be autographed by Bill Gates. So I have his autographed copy now. I read everything from page to page, and I've read it about 3 times actually. So I know enough, not as much as him, a few things that he was ready to teach some of us. So truly, is he right? Is his remark accurate? As the saying goes, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let's look at his record, or let's look at the success of his company. He made this remark when he published his book in 1999, 19 years ago. How has his company fared? His company is the top largest companies in the world in terms of market capitalization. So is he right? Obviously. The record shows. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, after Google and Amazon, then Microsoft should come either 3rd or 4th of the largest companies in the world, with market capitalization of above 800 billion US dollars, larger than Nigeria's economy, almost double. Remember, he doesn't have any oil wells, no land, no oil well, just intellectual property. That's all. Information age. So the youth, guys like Emmanuel, they're already too old to leapfrog. We are probably already too old to leapfrog. Emmanuel, am I right? He's too old to leapfrog. He can't leapfrog anymore. So the youth, many of them out there, some outside, are the ones we're encouraging and challenging to leapfrog into the digital age, digital economy. Throughout this conference, all we will discuss is about digitizing the economy. We don't want accountants to come up here and make just generic remarks. Let them be practical. How do we digitize Nigeria's economy? We already have the experts who has told us that this can be done, and successful companies in the next decades who will use digital tools to run their businesses will send shockwave of changes and will leave those who did not embrace technology behind. And it's happening, he's proving it, his company alone is twice the economy of the giant of Africa. Good, so let's move on. Now, the accounting profession, what can they contribute to Nigeria's economy? Greatly, a lot. From the statistics we have there, I understand that the accounting profession globally contribute about $600 billion to global economy. $600 billion. Of course, in terms of revenue they've generated, it's huge. So accounting is very important, very necessary in universities. That was why, as far back as 25 years ago, when Professor Vida Kobe was the Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos, I invited him to discuss how we can empower and encourage the youth to take up accountancy profession. And I offered to employ the best graduating students in both finance, accounting, MBA, and business related, accounting related purely. And it encouraged a number of youths to take up the accountancy profession. Not only that they have job assured as any kind, they could also go to other industry. So we continue to encourage them. Aside from the fact that it's a very honorable, noble profession, a profession of integrity. Well, if you don't clap for yourself, I don't know who else you clap for. Nigeria is supported by ICAN body to have very strong regulatory accountancy bodies, very strong. And all of our audit firms are professional in the way they go about auditing various companies. Yeah, if the figure is right, 45,000 professional accountants in Nigeria today. I don't know whether the number has changed. If it hasn't, that is the figure we have. And this number, we are responsible for employing a significant proportion of them. Let's look at the demographics, Nigeria particularly. We know the population of Nigeria, we hear about 200 million, 190, 200 million. Wherever it is, it's still the largest in Africa. And one of the largest in the world. Probably the 7th largest in the world. So it's a huge population. If you look at the youth in Nigeria, out of the 200 million, youth are responsible for about 65 million. So these are the target group that we need to encourage, we need to mentor, we need to inspire, and we need to teach how they can help digitize the economy, because they are all capable of becoming chartered accountants. The most interesting thing about the population of the youth in Nigeria is larger than almost the population of any European country, with the exception of Russia, Eastern Europe, with the exception also of Germany. The rest of them, Britain, France, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, Nigerian youths are larger. So which means if Nigerian youths, the population of 5 million, were to be a country, it would form one of the largest countries in Europe. These are young people who are capable, who are able, who have good education that can take on the world. That's why many Nigerian youths are now doing so well in terms of the area of writing codes, developing apps for mobile banking, mobile payment system, and quite a number of very interesting, futuristic apps that they are coming with. You will need to know what Nigerian youths are doing. You will be very, very proud to be a Nigerian. Then demographics again. After we had, I will not break it down to male, female population. You could see the females are also doing exceedingly very well. Gone where they passed. Yeah, the madam there is clapping. Okay, now the females, we have quite a lot of female chartered accountants now, and they are doing exceedingly well. We are beginning to see how Nigeria ranks in Africa. We already know these statistics, so I won't need to bore you by repeating them again. We move on, being the largest economy, the largest country in terms of population. We now know the youth, Nigerian youths are larger than any country in Europe except Russia and Germany. Now, demographics again. If we're looking at the future, there's some expectation if we go by the growth rates, the birth growth rate and death rates for Nigeria. In 2050, it's estimated that Nigeria will be larger than almost all European countries, including even Russia and also Germany. Is that good or bad? It depends on how you look at it. If the same youth can be empowered, can be equipped, can be well educated, and they all become not necessarily chartered accountants, I also want them to be writing lots of code, to develop a lot of apps, technology driven, then we will be able to take on the entire Europe. There's no doubt in my mind. That is positive. But if, despite the population explosion by 2050, and our youths are not empowered, are not encouraged, are not mentored to develop themselves, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a problem. So it depends on how you look at it, whether the cup is half full or half empty. I like to be on the positive side. It's half full. Now, information technology gives Zenith Bank the ability to deploy various products and services that we did over the years that have put us. I was overhearing the introduction of myself regarding Zenith being the largest bank in West Africa. That's what made us grow to that extent. So technology is important. If we could really imagine many other companies in Nigeria, from the time we started 28 years ago, we're able to deploy the same kind of technology and grow their various businesses, either it's in manufacturing, services, financial services, and so on and so forth, and attain the same kind of growth in their various states. Nigeria's GDP today will be talking over $1 trillion US. There's no doubt about that. So embracing technology is very important. Technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. It's very interesting to note that the top 10 companies in the world in terms of market capitalization, with the exception of just only 2 of them, with Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, Only those 3 companies are not technologically driven. The rest are Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, Facebook, Alibaba, Tencent. They are all technology driven. They are the top 10 largest companies by market cap. And it's amazing why our youth needs to embrace this. They know. That's why you won't be surprised that a number of our youth, they leave the shores of this great country. They go to either Europe, particularly the United States, to go and join the digital age. We do hope that many of them will also come back and start developing those technologies for us and to employ more people in our land. Technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In Nigeria, the following banks have used technology to grow their businesses aggressively. And you can understand, I picked them in order of ranking of. Okay, good. So you can really see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But others are also doing equally well. It's just that these 5 are in a different league of their own. It's not me saying that that's what Central Bank says. I took this from the website of Central Bank of, if you say financially very, very necessary. You know, it's like too big to fail, if you will. I'm not making advert for anyone, but these are facts that have to be stated sometimes. Now, which are companies that use digital tools a lot? They don't have brick and mortars. They don't have physical buildings really where they sell their businesses and products. They're all online. I'm sure you heard about Jumia. Jumia comes before Konga in terms of volume of revenue sales. Iroko TV, Paystack, Flutterwave, Team-Up. Now, these are, come up. Companies like Paystack, Flutterwave, and Team-Up, they are digital companies, mobile payments companies, and these are young boys, if you will. In fact, some of them should be about the age of Emmanuel's children, and those are the ones doing this. So you could really see why Emmanuel will not be able to leapfrog anymore. So these are the children who are leapfrogging, and they are doing exceedingly very well. We should continue to encourage them. So now, professional accountants and nation building. Accountants play the following significant role in nation building. We all know this already, and I'm sure this is in the template of almost all the accounting friends that are here, or all the accounting students in here. Transparency, we hear that all the time. Accountability, not just because they are accountants. Accountability in this case is different. Responsibility is not there. Yes, they are responsible. Corporate governance, these are part of their Bible. They have to repeat this almost every morning, every day. Corporate governance, transparency, responsibility, and so on and so forth. Are they already imbibing this culture? My answer should be emphatic yes, for those without it. Now, professional accountants and nation building again. Accountants play the following significant roles again in nation building. They support accurate compilation of taxes. They help the IFRS to ensure that well-structured organizations, they pay the correct taxes. And without the accountants, I don't know what FRS would have been able to achieve. But they need to do more in terms of ensuring that the informal market is also digitized, also formalized, because FRS should be able to collect about double the amount of taxes they collect today if the informal sector is digitized and brought to the formal market. Now, accounting failure, global examples. We know the story of Enron, WorldCom, Freddie Mac, American AIG. The accountants were accused to have played some role here. I don't know the details, but these are some of the negatives that we hear or fear that make us come to a place like this to speak, to encourage accountants. They need to be a little bit more diligent. They should remember the ethics, transparency, responsibility, and corporate governance, and so on and so forth. Recently, I thought, actually to be precise, September 10th, the Financial Times on September 10th published that the UK government has called for a sweeping review of Britain's audit firms with regard to the rising expectation of issues that of course have led to the collapse of Crelion. I'm sure many of you are aware of Crelion. Crelion is a mega building construction company that employs lots of contractors with annual revenue in the UK of about 1.5 billion US dollars. So it's collapsed. Accountants were being blamed for this. I don't know the facts of the matter. I read this Financial Times, and I remember I was going to come here to speak, and I thought it would be unfair to the audience if I don't bring this to the fore. So that is not my statement. It's a quotation from Financial Times. You can check it out yourself. September 10th, the date is there. And also, it also partly led to the collapse of BHS, that's British Home Stores, you know. So the British people are not happy about that, so they are looking for who to blame. Just like they blame everybody for Brexit also. You know, so you have to blame someone. Now, most importantly, to be able to ensure the global economy, particularly the Nigerian economy, functions very well, they have to be disciplined in the accounting profession. They got to be transparency, proper leadership, mentorship, rule of law, knowledge of what you are doing, and sacrifice. Finally, conclusion. There's depth of report research done by accountants that students should be able to learn from. When I was preparing this report, I searched for reports written by chartered accountants or books. I couldn't really find too many, you know, but I saw that the report I got was actually from Google. But I want to challenge chartered accountants here, particularly elder statesmen in this regard. I can pick on Emmanuel Menizan because he's my good friend. I know he won't sue me, you know. Other people, I don't know how they will react. People like the jewelry, they should write research papers to document certain things that we need to do as chartered accountants in this country. So at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I must thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. I call on this to be a lecture to now take the stand.
Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I stand on all existing protocols. And to follow my previous speakers, I just want to share a few perspectives as to how we can build a greater Nigeria through innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. So I thought it was important to perhaps share a bit background of myself and why it's almost ironic that I'm here making this presentation to the body of chartered accountants. So I left Obafemelo University in 2001, studied estate management. And immediately I got into EY. At the time I wanted to be a consultant. and I wanted to really help businesses solve problems. And in 2001, when I got into EY, at the time, it was more an accounting firm, and I didn't find that very interesting. And so I ran away in 6 months. Once they started, encouraging us to do ICAN, because I just felt the profession was pretty boring, right? And again, very ironic that I'm here.
Apologize.
As a young person at the time, I was looking for something really exciting, and I felt that I wasn't going to be able to get that. And so I left and I joined a firm called Capital Partners, which is more an advisory firm. And the reason why I use this example is almost symbolic of where I think the accounting profession should be going in being very relevant to the next generation. Yes, even though I'm a 40-year-old now, and already moving away from being a youth, the reality is that for the profession to attract the next generation, it needs to move beyond where it currently is today. Subsequently, I've done other things, and in the last 7 years, I've been at Co-Creation Hub, which is, driving innovation and entrepreneurship in Nigeria. How many of us can recognize this picture or know where this picture was taken? Oshodi. Okay. Excellent. I'm glad everybody knows that. Well, again, what this tells me about Nigeria and a lot of the energy and the vibrancy and the knowledge that we have is this. Now, who can tell me where this picture was taken? Oshodi. What does this tell us? It tells us that if we really put our minds to it, we really can improve our system. The picture taken almost in the same spot. This is what it looked like before, and with a bit of order, this is what it then became. So what that tells me is that we really can bring about that transformation within ourselves, and what it takes is for us to have the discipline and the effort and the commitment to make it happen. So about us as a company, essentially we want to drive innovation to improve society. And I think it's really important as a body that we don't just see our work mainly from how we help businesses, but how it really goes down to the everyday person. I've had lots of examples here about what's happening, brain drain, people loving Nigeria. But the question is, does Nigeria love its population? And if Nigeria doesn't love its population, it's going to lead to a lot of what we are seeing currently. But I'll leave a lot of that. I don't know why the slides are a bit. Okay. So a little bit more about what we've done and why it's important for the profession of accounting. Is that 7 years ago we decided that it was important to begin to change the perception from one where we go to government looking for contracts to one where we lead the way by driving innovation, and that way bringing the government to us in a different social construct. We've invested over $750,000 in ideas and businesses at very early stage. And these businesses have gone on to attract over $7.9 million in external funding. Some of the standout names include Budget, which has in many ways transformed how we look at financial transparency in the public sector today. Another is called LifeBank, and with LifeBank, what they've done is brought a lot of transparency to the blood donation space in the healthcare industry. What are the drivers for a greater Nigeria? One, security of life and property. We all know that without security, it will be difficult to achieve anything. And this is real practical everyday life. We know where that picture was taken and what that picture represents as far as the regular person on the street. Thank you very much. Next, and I won't dwell too much on each of these because I want to get into the meat of where I'm going. Sound macroeconomic environment. It's really critical that we have a sound macroeconomic environment in order to drive a greater Nigeria. And that's why we're here as professionals. Third, infrastructure, particularly power, transportation, communication, and water. Very, very important, because without that, you cannot unleash the creativity that exists within each person. And for me, systematically, we need to begin to drive for greater good. We need to begin to enable people explore their full potential by ensuring that the very basics are available. We've all heard about how Nigerians, do great exploits when they leave the shores of this country. But what would it take for us to ensure that we have the right infrastructure that unleashes that creativity? And that is the work of all of us seated in this room in our various capacities. Finance, and of course we would all identify with this, it's critical that we understand and make sure we have a financial system that supports everybody across different strata in order to enable creativity and innovation to spring forth. Then, efficient institutions, enforcement of contracts. As we all know, without contract enforcement, we really do not have anything. We might as well go back to the Wild West. So contract enforcement and ensuring that business relationships can work is very, very important. Property rights. How do people own property? How do people transact in property? Very, very important for building and driving a greater Nigeria. And the reason I'm using these examples are because for us as a profession, we need to start to look beyond our immediate constituents, which is more often than not the businesses that we support and advise. Next, fight against corruption. Yes, fight against corruption. Value for money spending. A few of the earlier speakers have also talked about this. But we all have a role to play in this space, and we all have to almost hold ourselves accountable to the role that we have played in entrenching corruption, for want of a better word. Finally, human capital. Mr. Lebita has talked about Singapore, talked about how human capital is critical, but that picture just tells you very starkly the realities of what we face today across the country. Leave out Lagos, perhaps leave out Abuja, but those are not representative of the entire country. But this is the reality of this country. And how are we going to be able to drive for a greater Nigeria when the majority of our kids are learning in scenarios like this? And it's up to all of us in here, as individuals, as a body, to champion human capital, education, healthcare, ICT. Without this, we will continue to struggle, and it just means that we are mortgaging the future. And the discipline that a lot of the founding fathers of the profession have imbibed and have passed on to the next generation will get truncated. That's the stark reality we face. Innovation. Thankfully, Mr. Ovia has mentioned some of the companies here: Paystar, Flutterwave, Lydia, Reedy. These are some companies that young men and women of Nigeria, on their own, build digital businesses that are doing pretty well in Nigeria today. Reedy, a cooperative platform that helps cooperatives digitize and better manage their activities. Budgets, I talked about Lydia, an invoice discounting platform that enables small businesses to be able to access capital that they require to do business. And these drivers of innovation will continue to exist despite the challenges that we face today. And it's important that we can identify those and continue to encourage them. And then the question is, where is the accounting profession? What role does the accounting profession have? Where are we now? I talked about corruption when I was looking at the drivers of change, or drivers of a greater Nigeria. And the reality is, corruption is rife for a few reasons: weak internal controls, lack of constant appraisal of performance, and I remember Mr. Lubise mentioned that earlier, and compliance with accounting standards. So in reality, we all have to look at ourselves and look at that mirror and say, what role are we contributing to entrenching the system that we currently have right now? And it boils down to everyone, literally everyone. So I'm happy that previous speakers had also talked about it, so I'm not alone in bringing this introspection to happen to the profession. And it affects us on our ranking as far as transparency is concerned. And we as a body talk about transparency, we talk about discipline, but yet we have systems where internal controls are very, very weak. With these, we cannot make significant progress. So, having done that, the question is, what does technology present for us as a profession, and how can we, as an accounting body, begin to take advantage of that? What are those things that present the opportunities for innovation in the accounting profession? One, connectivity. The internet, the cloud, has presented several opportunities that the profession can use to get closer to entrepreneurs and what they need beyond just managing books. And again, apologies if I don't understand the full breadth of the profession, but the next generation of entrepreneurs require a lot more. And connectivity has enabled them to be able to do a lot of this. So the profession itself needs to understand that and elevate the level of relationship with entrepreneurs and with businesses beyond what it currently is today. Next, automation. Manual data entry has become a thing of the past in a lot of other disciplines. That needs to happen in the accounting profession. Because what that means is that it leads to real-time reporting, it leads to less human errors, and less cost for the business. So we need to embrace automation. How do we ensure that we get rid of manual data entries? Next, the DIY approach. Lots of accounting software globally, QuickBooks, Sage, and the likes exist. And so entrepreneurs are finding those systems and those software available that they can use to drive their businesses. So the do-it-yourself approach is going to continue to grow. How does this affect the accounting profession? How can the accounting profession take advantage of this? There are lots of tutorials, YouTube videos all over, and entrepreneurs are learning. And so how does the accounting profession come a lot closer to entrepreneurs to ensure that together they can work to improve their businesses and by extension the greater society? So it's very important that that happens and it elevates the conversation. Next is machine learning. I just have one more after this. Machine learning, and I remember the president of ICAN-ngr talked about artificial intelligence. Machine learning can potentially bring better insights to businesses. And that's what businesses require now. There's this platform called ICAN-ngr, built locally. Very interesting platform that's helping businesses and entrepreneurs really automate and be able to add value and bring insights to their businesses. Real-time reporting has to become the way forward because businesses can then take important decisions that improve their bottom line and improve the society as a whole. So machine learning provides and presents a really good opportunity for the accounting profession. Same thing with artificial intelligence. Lots of data converge together and real-time insights and analytics can come from that. And finally, the demand for specialization. Demand for specialization is really critical because what we'll find is going forward, businesses only want to pay for what they require, and what they need, and what they use. So we have to move beyond just this full-blown approach where I'm an all-stop, one-stop shop, because that would affect costs, that would affect ability to deliver. And so whilst the accounting profession may be wondering, what does that mean for us? Does that mean less revenue? No. It just means that with specialization, you can deliver better value, and entrepreneurs will really value that. It would increase relevance, and it will ensure that ultimately the pressure on the marketplace reduces. So accounting software providers will have to adjust their product offerings to ensure that it meets the demand. There's no reason why we can't have a local accounting system and software that addresses the real needs of small businesses. I deal with small businesses every day, and there's zero interaction with the accounting profession. And that has to change. I've dealt with thousands. And even when you tell them, oh, you need to have audited books, you need to do this, they're like, how is that important for me? But of course, when they need to raise venture capital, then it becomes an issue. So we're trying to get them to really understand the value. But for them, the question is, it just costs so much, and I'm not seeing how it's relevant to me. So it means that as a profession, we really, really need to understand the next generation and begin to customize the kind of value and services we have. So at this point, I'll just stop, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Leshaw. Now, we will now have questions. Who are those who want to ask questions? Raise up your hands or stand up. Yes. There's one. Remain standing. One. Two. I'm giving you numbers. The gentleman here. Now, those who have put up their hands and have been given this condition thereafter can decide not to stand up anymore. All right. So please now, carry on.
Thank you very much. My name is Isilola 2903, a council member. Mine is an advice. Please permit me. Number one advice. We've been told there is no future for an accountant which is alive. I am not one of those accountants, but I'm just caught behind Mr. Jiwere and Co. But it's very important that you become alive. My number two advice is I want to thank Ole and his group for the good job they are doing for ICAN, because the others are charging and they are giving so much free of charge. If the Big Four, this is an example, let us have it free of charge for our members. Having said that, number three, please, in sending your staff PMG, please make to sign. Otherwise, as soon as they are coming back, they are leaving. Thank you very much. I want to say, of an accountant, that is the senior manager, KPMG Chicago. Thank you.
My name is Muyiwa Oteja, membership number 1950. My first question is that, talking about corruption, is Nigeria's problem corruption or prebendalism? Number two question is that in providing solutions for our problems, we had not taken into account that Nigeria is a social environment. In every social environment, you have the social economic, you have the social political, and you have the social cultural. In the times where some of these ideas work, it is the social economic that is leading the social political. In Nigeria, it is the social political that is leading the social economic. And until the social economic, rather than going to join the political, overtake the social political, some of these things may not work. Thank you.
My name is Mohammed Boppa, membership number 32118. My question is to the last speaker. While you are trying to solve entrepreneurs, there's a problem that is general now to everybody. My question is whether you have technological solution to kidnapping for ransom.
My name is Jani Ahmed Abidemi, membership number 43225. My first question goes to Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim, we spoke extensively on digitalizing the economy, which we all know very soon, in future, the whole economy will go to be digitalized. Now I want to ask, what will be the future of the less privileged if truly the economy will be digitalized? And currently we understand, or we understood that there is a kind of gap between the poor and the rich. So will it be that once the economy is fully digitalized, there will be outright or complete elimination or complete recognition of the less privileged? So what can the less privileged do to factor themselves into this economy that we are foreseeing? That's my first question than Mr. July. And the second will be an advice.
Point of correction.
And my second question will be an advice for our institute, our local institute, that if really we understood that the economy will be digitalized, I want us to take it as a point of duty or responsibility, which I think we have a kind of deviated from. ICT happens to be a course that we do offer them. For now, it has been merged or a kind of, but can we see how SFM that people complain of to be a kind of ICT course, to be a subject that will be very, very important, that if you are going out of that profile, if you are leaving our study environment, we will completely fit in to the world, to the environment, without any form of influence or inconveniences.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, I'm neither from the Senate nor from the House of Reps, but I'm from the common man accountant. My name is Dr. J.K. Nayeju. Mike is more a comment. Somebody said whether the kidnapping can be digitalized. The problem is more of potential. We are talking of the digital age. ICT is a means to an end, is to be a provider of food. But I found out from my late interaction, many Nigerians problem rather than address the solution. As accountants, what is expected of us is not only to be looking at the problems of economy, but we must think deep in the to find solutions. And this is my recommendation to all. Rather than looking at in its only form of the academia, address problems. In their opinion, the small scale, they have so many things. Why can't we think about problems and solutions to them? Kidnapping is a problem in ICT to provide a solution. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think on this note, I will ask the lead presenter and the discussants to give answers. We are coming up for the second round of questions and